I'm Sarah, and this training is how to lead an efficient and effective church meeting in an hour. This is part 2. In part 1, we talked about 2 key concepts. One is work does not happen at meetings. And number 2, as the leader, you own the decision. Now in this video, I will go over with you the 3 types of decisions and the question you should ask before you hold any meeting. Okay, so we'll start with the question. The question you should ask before you hold any type of meeting is, should I really be having this meeting? Is it absolutely necessary? Meetings have a cost. Is it worth the cost? So here's some questions that you can ask before you host any meeting. And these are taken from this book. Okay. Before you host any meeting, ask yourself some of these questions. Can the issue be solved by picking up the phone and talking to someone? Would an email work better? Would this be better as a series of one-on-one conversations, even if it's with the same people who are going to be attending the meeting? Have I thought about the cost, both financial and personal? Can I articulate the purpose of the meeting succinctly? Have I gotten feedback from a trusted advisor that might or might not pertain? And am I calling this meeting out of convenience for me? Before you host any church meeting, ask yourself some of those questions. Are you sure you want to be leading a meeting? If you're sure and you do want to lead a meeting, there are 3 types of meetings. And they are, number 1, informational, number 2, brainstorming, and number 3, decision making. Number 1, informational. In churches, we hold lots of informational meetings. We get everybody together on a regular basis and we go over what's been done, what we plan to do next. If this is a board or a leadership council where you have different people who have different tasks, each one might weigh in and give an update of what they're doing. This definitely isn't bad. It helps to get everyone on the same page. It helps to build community. It helps to get buy-in to your particular ministry or what's going on with you. The issue is that really the best use of your time and resources? And most likely the answer is no. Informational meetings can probably be cut down drastically, if not altogether, by putting in place better communication systems. Can it be done in an email? Can it be done in print? Can it be put on the church website? Can it be done in a series of shorter conversations with the people who need just that information? Can we delegate those tasks and trust that God has put the right person in the right place to do that task, and then put a system in place for them to follow up? So number 1 is informational meetings. Do you need to have it at all? You might, but you might not. Number 2 is brainstorming. Brainstorming is great. I think most of us are familiar with this concept. Get everyone together, and the idea is to share as many ideas as possible. You're going here for quantity, not quality. Just put tons of ideas out on the table. Brainstorming sessions are great for getting people excited about a concept, getting everyone's input into a concept. The important thing with brainstorming is not a decision-making meeting. If you're having a brainstorming session, be very clear with people that that's what you're doing and that's all you do during that 1-hour meeting. Finally, the 3rd type of meeting is decision-making. And these are also very common in churches, and also where we tend to really get hung up and end up spending hours and hours in church meetings. One of the reasons for this is that large groups do not make decisions well. They're not effective, they're not efficient, and sometimes no decision gets made at all. As the leader, you have the responsibility of the decision. If it's a small, inconsequential decision, just make the decision. It's really okay. You have permission. If it's something that is larger, that affects more people, you can definitely talk to people and get their input. But in the meeting, is not the best time to do that. That is not the most productive use of people's time, and they won't necessarily give you the full answer because of that whole meeting mentality. So, does this create more work for you in advance as the leader? Yes, but it's part of your responsibility. If you're making a decision-making meeting, you need to come into the meeting with some of the decisions already made. Not just prepared for the meeting with a basic list of what we want to talk about, but some of the decisions need to be made. Whether that is narrowing down the choices or out and out making a decision, or cutting it down to 2 decisions where people will have to decide one or the other. But ultimately, you need to be responsible for making some of those decisions before the meeting. I know that's a different concept for church work, and you might be a little bit worried about how people are going to respond to that. So I will answer that in the 3rd video, which is coming up in just a second. The other thing that you can do with a decision-making meeting is recognize that might be part of your decision-making process. Go ahead and host the meeting, but the decision will not be made in the meeting. Meetings don't make decisions, leaders make decisions. So have the meeting, get the pros, get the cons, maybe even play devil's advocate a little bit, put your idea out there and tell people, I'm just not really sure this is going to work, and try to get them to convince you that it's a good idea. Those are all different ways that you can lead a decision-making meeting. But recognize the best decisions are not made inside of meetings. Okay, that's video number 2. In video number 3, we're going to talk about how to leave each meeting with a very specific action plan. And I will also answer your concerns or questions about what's going to happen if I make these decisions. Aren't people going to get mad? I'll see you then.